Welcome to another Friday night Pop Blender Unfiltered. Let's see what happens this evening, shall we? Busy weekend, busy week, working a bunch. Maybe you guys are too, but it's all about making them ducats, making them bones. War Chest is on fire already. Man's fingers flying furiously on the keyboard. So got a little different background, trying to adjust some things. Just got out of Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro stream, in which I know that man right there, War Chest, as I will highlight that fella, was in there. And a few other people. Just kind of watching, trying to prepare. I wasn't able to comment a whole lot, but I had it on the whole time. Had to get ready and all that. But yes, Frostbite goes on, being that he's in Australia. He's probably in the early morning, I would assume, going on stream and do one with somebody over here. He asked me a couple weeks ago to go on, but I wasn't able to at that time. But hopefully I'll get on there with him soon. It'd be fun. And War Chest says I got people following him. That's fantastic. I hope you know what, we'll see. Hopefully I can get some people following you on Instagram or whatever too. I'm doing my best, man. When I'm at work, just so any of you know or you don't know, I mention the channel all the time. I wear shirts at work that have my logo on them and stuff like that. I wear Aaron the Toy Enhancers. I got the Secret Galaxy one, which, although I don't agree with Dan Larson's politics, and he can come across like a Mark Hamill like person on Twitter or X or whatever, it doesn't mean I can't support what he does. I've always enjoyed watching his stuff, and so I will wear a Secret Galaxy shirt. Anybody that has any shirts or merch or whatever, I need to grab some so I can kind of support y'all's channels, sport your stuff at work. But I talk about it at work all the time, and talk about the channel, talk about HasLab. I show my phone, show pictures, I'll show stuff, memes that I get and stuff like that from people on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So I'm always trying to share that, show that stuff. Eric Thurman, how you doing, man? Good to see you, as always. And what is Secret Galaxy? So you remember Dan Larson's channel was Toy Galaxy, and they went through a name change. As a matter of fact, I talked to him at Joe Fest when I was there, and he mentioned about how they spent like a year. Yeah, it's him and one other guy that do all those videos. And they spent like a year trying to figure out whether or not they wanted to change their channel name because they had built up this, channel. And Matthew Matson is in the chat, says Dan Larson was in full, I'm guessing, thirst mode on stream today. Oh, yeah. Thrust mode. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Now I get it. I was like, thirst mode on X? No. Or TDS on X. Yeah, hands in pockets, hip thrusting. And I got a funny story about that too, Matthew, about myself. So let me star that just so I do not forget to come back to that in just a moment. But yeah, War Chest. So if you ever get a chance, I mean, they do great content. It's Secret Galaxy now, but they do a history of all kinds of stuff, cartoons. They'll play old Saturday morning or toy commercials during their videos, kind of like a commercial in their own stuff, so to speak, but they're showing real commercials from back in the day. And so, yeah, like, they make great content. I love what they do. I just don't agree with, his politics, but, whatever. That's fine. It's just sometimes looks a little bit like a raving lunatic occasionally on X. But anyway, enough of that. Yeah, Matthew, his wife helps also. Yeah. Yeah. Shane, Same Time Toys, is here hanging out, probably having a smoke or two and chilling out. He's been doing some stuff with Woody Triple Deuce, and I've been skimming through some of his stuff too, and on Instagram. as well, and went through tonight, kind of scrolling through, hitting up some pictures and stuff. Yeah, Matthew, I don't know, knowing him, I wonder what the real secret is. I don't know, man. And slinging pizza, dig it, like it. It's one of my favorite things to eat. Every other weekend when my son comes over, one of those nights we're getting pizza. Period. That's all there is to it. And he would tell you, be the first to tell you that. I say, what do you want to eat? Pizza. So we got this little joint right around the corner that we go to all the time. I call the guy up, and as soon as he picks up the phone, he's like, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" I'm like, "You already know." Let's see. Got my intro. I'll send it to you. Intro into done. I'll send it to your DM. And War Chest, you've got, what are we at right now? We're on the 13th. So I know, yeah. Keep me posted. Definitely. But anyway, so going back to your comment, Matthew, real quick before I forget, because ADHD will do that. Human nature, when you're nervous or look, I don't give a shit if Dan Larson has done 1,000 videos for his channel. He's used to it by now. It's what he does. He knows how to sit. He knows how to stand. He knows how to put his hands. But when you're on a live stream, like for a company like Hasbro, it's very awkward. And I remember I was doing a TV spot one time, and it was filming for a commercial or something long time ago. And it was so weird because you don't know what to do when you're just standing. So you either do the whole put your hands in your pockets thing, or you put your thumbs in your pockets and you hang them over like Bo and Luke Duke, or you put your hands behind your back, and then of course, like with politicians especially, they tell them don't point. You don't point anymore. You do this thing right here. Right? So if you're talking to the camera and you're trying to get across a point, instead of pointing, because people don't like being pointed at, then they do this whole number right here. And and I don't remember where that started. It might have started with Bill Clinton, if I remember correctly. Maybe. Possibly after. But I definitely remember when all of a sudden politicians started doing this thing. But my point is when you're live and it's go time, then there's always this awkward thing about what do I do with my hands? Unless somebody tells you what to do with your hands. And so that would probably explain somewhat Dan Larson and his hip thrusting, his pocket pool hip thrusting, shall we say. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Anyway, Friday night. I've had a busy week, for sure. There's 3-star draw swinging by after being on a couple hour stream, I'd say. And just so you know, 3-star, I still haven't heard. Okay, so our last text message, and you said you still haven't heard. I have no idea. I have no idea what in the world that you're talking about. Now, if this is some breaking news, as if it's something I should have known or heard, I have no idea. So you can either put it here, you could text it to me. Maybe I can bring it up. I don't know. But I even scoured the interwebs looking to see if there's something that I missed other than some of those name reveals, like Footloose or whatever, like y'all were talking about earlier. I don't know. I really can't figure it out. We'll figure it out together. That's the sound of the police. No, the sound of my chair. All of a sudden, my chair, I need to tighten up that little thing on the bottom because all of a sudden now my chair is rocking. This is not a rocking chair, but it's rocking now and it's making all kinds of noise. I'm about to break out the WD-40. Anyway, so Friday night, y'all guys are just hanging out at home. got nothing to do, hang out with me for a little bit. Bring up some few stories. Obviously, let's see. Okay. All right. Oh my God. I seriously, yes, no, I had not heard anything until literally about 20 minutes ago. Oh my God. Yeah, you had me all worried. I'm like, man, did some breaking news happen? Is there a G.I. Joe drop that all of a sudden everybody's talking about, or the Rattler got delayed, or you know, people's cards not going through? That shit's for real. Anyway, um, yeah, exactly. Uh, that's some bullshit. War Chest says I'm not a huge fan of Gridiron, but I did get the ground pounder today, and I gotta say it's badass. Uh, yeah, yep. Looks good. You know, go for it. I say go for it. Or you already did. But anyway, so I did a little messing around with the background today. A little not overlay, but the background here, and just kind of playing around and adding some different ones and whatnot. But I did want to get to something that Frostbite said right at the end of the stream, which was about StreamYard and about the pricing going up. And it was something that I kinda wanted to bring up because I had honestly not heard about this. Now you have to understand some things I am tuned in big time. Thank you. Thank you very much, brother. Trying to do a little upgrading on the camera, upgrade on the mic, upgrade on the lights. May move some things around to get a better idea display idea so I can actually, put some figures out and stuff. And but yeah, but thank you. So so StreamYards got bought out. They got bought by a company. And the people that originally owned StreamYards tried to buy it back. Evidently they sold it and then another company maybe sold it. But they originally tried to buy it back and they could not actually buy it back. And another company bought StreamYards and they are raising their prices. A company called Bending Spoons, right here. Uh, it said who previously limited the free service for Evernote and almost doubled its price, and also tripled the subscription price for Meetup. So this company has a history of this, and so yeah, StreamYard monthly pricing by 80%. Automatically apply that price to existing subscribers next month. It's moved from $25 a month, which is what I use. It allows me to have 10 people on camera. I can still only stream out at 720p. But it gives you a few options like no StreamYard logo, which allows me to do this on the screen and some other stuff. Nonetheless, so they have decided to change that subscription package. And I'm going to show you what this is. Now, I don't expect everybody to really be very interested in this particular uh, piece of news, but I do think that it is important for those that do live streams on a regular basis. So originally they had about 6 different plans on StreamYard that you could do. Now, I am a fan of having multiple plans like that because I do think that it allows you to really drill down what you specifically need. When companies start grouping stuff together, you start getting features you don't need, or you get stuff pushed on you, your price goes up. And yeah, exactly, Worcester. They have a go get fucked button. Yeah. Um, there's going to be a lot of people going to Restreamer, OBS, but OBS doesn't have some of the things you can do with StreamYard. OBS is also not as user friendly. Now, once you learn it, like anything, repetition is the key, but StreamYard does have some other features that OBS does not support. Also, there's some other features like you need to be partnered on YouTube in certain ways. So they've broken this down though, basically to 3 plans. They've got core, advanced, and teams. Now they still have the free plan, And most people are going to use the free plan and they're going to have the StreamYard logo. And if they really don't care, and for smaller channels, that makes sense. And I fully understand. But yeah, so now my $25 plan went up to $44.99. So $45. It's basically the same thing. The only difference really and truly is that you get to stream in 1080p for $45 a month. You get a camera shapes mode, which is just like if you want, instead of the square that I'm sitting in right now, it could be a circle or an oval or, fucking star. Who gives a shit? And that's pretty much it. Because if you actually really look at everything else, it's all the same. Now, I think the current plan I have on StreamYard allows me to stream to like 5 different destinations. I could be wrong. But you can have 10 people on screen. And see, look, even if you pay like whatever it is, $100 freaking dollars a month or something, if you're on the Teams program, the most expensive, you still can only have 10 people on screen. Which, I mean, I don't know that you'd want more than that. But them raising the price is definitely going to put a crunch, especially on smaller channels. And there he is. There's Frostbite going from one stream to another, man. Guy's a trooper, that's for sure. On a Saturday. And thanks for dropping by, man. I was trying to get ready during your stream. I wasn't able to chat as much because I was trying to save some stuff and eat and get some stuff ready to go for tonight. Not that it's that intensive, but nonetheless, I was just going over the StreamYard's price increase. And you had mentioned, Frostbite, at the end of your stream that there was a workaround for that. Now, I'm not going to have you put that here, but for anybody that's interested, contact DM on Instagram, Frostbite or whatever. He mentioned that. And maybe he'll clue you in, which I'm going to have to be clued in because I don't know either. I just came across this afternoon, really early evening. It is disappointing though, and you're right, War Chest. I mean, you talk about companies that you're trying to grow your channel, grow your service, and then all of a sudden you have a company come in and buy something, and then they raise the prices. Which, I mean, that's the world we live in today. But at the same token, yeah, for a lot of smaller creators, that change from 25 to that $20 a month, that means something for a lot of people. And especially if you don't stream, but maybe once a week, right? Then you got to start figuring out, okay, well, do I need 1080p, 1080p screen sharing? Do I need 1080p? Most people watch on their phone. They don't care about 1080p. Do I need camera shapes? So really, ultimately, for StreamYards, for most small creators, the only thing you really would like to do is just get rid of their damn logo, ultimately, and be able to have more than one other person on. But obviously, they don't give you a plan like that. So let's see. So Mensa Puzzle, yeah, and if it was, I would be screwed. But I now save $15 a month. Well, you know what? I would much rather pay 30 a month than 45. I know that Restream or whatever is $31.99 a month, and it actually has a lot more features. I may check into that. I don't know. But one thing about StreamYard is it is very user friendly, and that for a lot of people is a great thing. Matthew Matson says we watched The Boy and the Heron tonight. Finally, a great film. Miyazaki at his best. I have heard it's really good. I will check that out probably pretty soon. But I have heard that it actually is really good. And so anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I do think it's a bummer about StreamYard kind of, raising prices like that, and then just only giving 3 tiers. It gets expensive, man. It gets expensive. And, depending on how much you stream, may or may not mean something to you. For a lot of people, they don't care at all. For me, I like the customization part. I like to do different backgrounds. I like to be able to do this right here. So, So anyway, so we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I had no idea, nor did I get an email, I don't believe. And when I go to my StreamYards and I look at my account, it shows $25 a month. There's nothing on there that shows, hey, get ready. Hey, next month, nothing. There's literally nothing on there that says anything. All right, so here's the deal. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I know what you guys saw today. I'm not gonna, I know I'm got a stream with 3-star draw on Wednesday. I know I've got a stream with Matthew on Tuesday, so I'm not going to just do a complete and utter deep dive. However, might as well go ahead and show some of what we saw today. Let's take a look, shall we? Leatherneck. Now, the stream today was odd. I felt rushed for the G.I. Joe portion, and then once it started into the Dungeons and Dragons part, I was out, and I didn't watch any else of it. But once they got into the G.I. Joe stuff, it just really seemed like it was rushed. The pictures they showed were superimposed over on the right side of the screen or the left shoulder of Dan Larson. I thought it was odd. They did show a few full-size pictures. They showed the Lazy Susan, and when Lenny circling it around, and I just felt like it just seemed like they were on such a time schedule that they even mentioned it at the end, because when they went to talk about something else really quickly, and it was after they talked about the G.I. Joe video game, and all of a sudden it was like, oh well, we're on schedule. Oh, okay, we're actually, we've got another minute or so, and it just felt like, damn, well, they blew through this shit quick. I mean, and for something, I guess maybe just for the fact that this is all they were really announcing were these 4 figures, or 5. I mean 5, I guess. It just felt like it was just very quickly done. And but look, I like Leatherneck. I know some people are saying it looks like Punk with toys, which at first, Eric, I thought you were talking about Xandar. that was Punk in his punk rocker years. I'd love to see some old pictures of him, by the way. Oh boy. Maybe he should do a stream like what I did last Friday. Show off some old pictures. Short round. Damn, Matthew. Quick with the jokes and a light of your smoke. Holy moly. Yeah, 3-star. Wait, what? There were pre-orders today? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of forgot. Matthew, that's a joke. Yeah, so we talked about it earlier this morning on the phone. We spent some time chatting earlier, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here, I'm on the computer, I'm saving articles, I'm kind of getting stuff ready for tonight, and I'm like, oh shit, it's 3:45, which my time they went at 3:00. And so I missed the premium members, and I was 45 minutes late. But I have a feeling, and I messaged this to 3-star earlier today. I really do. God, that does look like Punk, doesn't it? Holy crap. Is that I feel like we're going to get fewer and fewer of those sold out in 2-minute figures. I think that as we get along in the line, there's going to be fewer and fewer of those figures that just fly. And I'm not saying that we won't have some, but I just feel like as this line goes on, and I'm going to get to it in a minute, as this line goes on, I just feel like that FOMO feeling is going to be less and less, because they're going to start running out of figures. I mean, I know that sounds dumb, but like they're going to, unless it's all just a bunch of repaints, they are going to get to a point where you start getting into like your late 80s or 90s, and that's where a lot of us dropped out. Now, I'm not saying everybody, and if you like the 90s figures and stuff like that, man, it's awesome. But there's also a lot of dudes like me who after about 88-ish, started to kind of really become choosy. And I think it's going to be that way with these classifieds too. Doesn't mean they don't have the ability to make them look cool, because they've done that. We've seen that. But I think it's going to become more and more of a choosy proposition. And like with my ex-girlfriend. So anyway, Leatherneck looks good. Dial tone, obviously. 3-star, that might be an answer to your question right there about his backpack. Does it sit up or does it fall over? They've got it sitting on a rock. During the stream with Frostbite, this was something that 3-star mentioned, was his backpack kind of looks, like maybe if you try to set it down, it might fall over. It looks pretty flat there. I know that's obviously a diorama rock, but I do like this figure. This is a figure I've been looking forward to for a long time. I love this guy, and I'm glad he looks like the original without getting a retro card. So I'm down with him. I'm down with Xandar. I think this is a great representation. The pauldrons look great. That was mentioned with Frostbite and 3-star a little while ago too. I do. I'm down with this figure. I do like the Zorana figure. And Saw Viper. Man, I have no affection for this figure. I don't really care for this figure. I was not a fan of the comics at the time when he shot Doc and Heavy Metal, I think. And anyway, it's okay for me. This is okay. Poses and photography can work wonders. I do see now 3-star what you're talking about. So yes, this looks like a yard cutter chainsaw or mini chainsaw you can hold with your hand instead of just a flat piece. So I appreciate it. I don't know how crazy I am about it. I know there are some serious Saw Viper fans out there. And before I go any further in the through here, let me kind of go back to the chat just a little bit here and see. Let's see. Matthew says I almost used that short round with the audio clip from the member stream and the commercial. Oh man, yeah, that would have been pretty good. Commercial was great, man. It was a great job. The voices are not easy, and you know what? It's good. And now he's got another commercial, and I just have to finish the other one, and we'll be good to go. War Chest says, I still haven't seen the digital renders yet. I don't even know what they were. Are you talking about Heavy Duty, War Chest? And Law and Order, I think. Is that the ones you're talking about? And then yeah, Eric Thurman, a diorama builder for Hasbro. Yeah, that would probably be a really fun job, right? Like, especially if it's full-time work. If it literally is all you did. And not just a thing where they call you in every now and then, right? But you're actually on the payroll. That's your official job. That would be super cool. Get them benefits. Saw Viper is awesome looking. Yeah, Matthew, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I know 3-star's not crazy about it as well. War Chest thinks Daltone looks like Deja Vu from the movie Top Secret. Wow. Deep cut there. That's great. That is great. And Dreadnought K6. No tending tonight. I am tending the stream tonight, my friend. So yeah, earlier when I was in Frostbite stream and chatting a little bit, no, I was actually getting ready for this. War Chest says that Saw Viper looks like he needs to cut back on the salt and have a conversation with his cardiologist. Yes, he is a chunky boy. Very chunky boy. And yes, Dreadnought, Saw Viper equals Grimace. Yeah, I mean, look at him with his arms out. He's gonna eat your Big Mac, you son of a bitch. He's gonna steal that motherfucker right out of your bag. Yeah, I don't know. Still hate the packaging. Good God. Seriously, man. It looks like those, you guys know what I'm talking about, man. When you go to Walgreens and you see they still overcharge for them at Walgreens, but when you see like the Marvel figures, but they're in like the cheapy packaging like this instead of the normal packaging. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Or the Transformers and the cheapy packaging specifically for Walgreens. That's what this looks like to me. Totally. let's see here. There's packaging for Leatherneck. Yep, yep, yep. Looks good. You know, as far as going through these pictures, that's fine. I do want to scroll to the bottom of this article because at the bottom of this article, they give you this. So here we go. Law and Order. Love it. No complaints. None at all. 3-star also mentioned this little ditty right here, which goes around orders schnoz, I guess. What the hell that is. Looks like a flight thing. What is it called? I do love it. I do love this render. I hope the figure looks pretty much like this. The German Shepherd looks beautiful. My favorite kind of dog in the history of dogs, German Shepherds. I got no complaints here, y'all. None at all. I am A-okay. Now, I have complaints here. I do not want the 90s G.I. Joe plastic rocket launcher backpack thingy crap giant gun things that they carried around in 1993 or whatever the hell it is. I don't like the blast effects. I think it looks really cheesy. Just not a fan. The figure looks great. I think the head sculpt looks great. The hat on backwards looks great. I'm digging the headphones, man. I just, you know, I don't like this. I just don't like it. It's totally super ridiculous, in my opinion. I know it is what it is. And Eric Thurman, yes, I agree. I do like his camo also. I think, you know, I do like that pattern. Um, I just really don't. I really, really don't like this whole thing here. It has the joysticks on, you know, and I know we can make comparisons to other figures that have similar, or you know, like you've got um well shit. What heavy metal? Why am I blanking right now? Um what is this? You guys are going full Valor shill. Man, I don't know, man. Yeah, War Chest, Law& and Order does look sick. Matthew says he knows exactly where he's gonna shoot the photo with Saw Viper and Doc, and you're gonna do a great job with that. I know you will. And I know for people that really love that, you know, that are gonna do that, are gonna make some great freaking, um, pictures and recreating that scene and everything. I could totally see that. Yeah, I can see the comic, the strip, you know, in my head. And, Metalhead. That's who the hell I was thinking about. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, Metalhead. Like, this looks a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little more solid than what Metalhead came with, but I thought that thing was ridiculous. It's floppy and it just doesn't hold up well. I'm just not a fan. Um, and yes, War Chest, I think you're right. It probably is Steve Vai or Yngwie Malmsteen. I don't know. Whoever designed those rockets. Yeah, I just not a fan. Get rid of this part right here. Love it. All about it. Love the figure render. You know, but now here's the trick. Am I gonna order him? You bet your ass I am. You bet your ass I am. And yes, I did see what you did there. Yeah, Metalhead blows this figure out of the water. Yeah, I mean, I just the contraption that Metalhead has and the way it's super loose, and I just wish that was something that was just a little more solid. Um, you know, and actually, yes, War Chest, I do love it. Give him a leaf blower. That would look pretty funny though. The big old headphones and him with a leaf blower. I think that would be a freaking hilarious picture. Absolutely. So anyway, so that's that. You know, I'm not gonna spend a terrible amount of time on it. You guys are gonna obviously see this through a million different videos and live streams this weekend, and And then again, I know, Tuesday, Matthew and I may bring it up Tuesday night. I know Wednesday night is probably going to be part of the topic as well with three-star draw and sevens wild. So so yeah, I don't know. And yes, I ordered all five today. Starduster, which I can bring the photos up to. I know you guys. I mean, Starduster. I also did not have as a kid. Um, I ate the cereal when I was a kid, but I did not have Starduster. Um, and yeah, Eric turning into an in the wild collector gives you an out. I do kind of like that. I will say that in a way, it is kind of, it takes some of that fun out of it as far as the toy collecting is concerned, right? Now that you can have access to every which way to get something, it does take some of the fun out of toy collecting where really, you had to hunt, right? You go on a toy hunt, try to find something. Um, I think that being able to go to Amazon, being able to go to wherever, um, I just feel like it does take some of the fun out of the whole thing about collecting toys. A lot of the fun too is going and coming across something you maybe see that you didn't think you'd want, right? That maybe you come across something and you're just like, man, that looks so good. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. But you never would have gotten it. Never would have ordered it if you didn't see it and have it in your hand. And so yeah, I just I don't know, man. I mean, I rarely do I go into the wild anymore to look. I will swing by the toy aisle every time I go to Target. Every time I go to Walmart, I make it a point. I always go. And so here's this fella right here. Um, I do like the little toy ad, so to speak, pointing at the cereal box. I think that's fun. Um, I mean, it's a good looking figure. There's not a ton to him. I mean, it is what it is. But I do like the cereal box inclusion. I think things like that are a fun little inclusion, kind of like with Sergeant Slaughter and the miniature figure. But that's a good looking pick right there. I'm sure how they got this picture is they probably set up a camera and then somebody stood up on a 30-foot ladder and they just dropped the figure down to the concrete and they got this picture moments before he shattered on the floor. That's how you get those pictures like that. Isn't that right, Matthew? Isn't that how you get these pictures? You just have to drop them. Um, Helmet looks all right. Man, he ditched his cereal. Oh, wait, 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 wait. Do you guys see what I'm seeing here? Do you see what I'm seeing? Is that cereal on the floor falling out of the container? Is there fake cereal in the container, in the cereal box? That is a question that I have for Lenny. Is there fake cereal in the box? I'm going to say no. He's also standing on a green screen. Isn't that funny? Got a green screen pulled out. It's like he's filming a commercial. Like that's clever. That is clever. Like that it really is. Like you want to talk about meta, like serious meta with these pictures. Like he's filming a freaking commercial in front of a green screen. But again, cereal spilled out on the floor. I think that would be pretty funny. Now, obviously, they're not going to do that, but for people that actually is, that would be kind of funny to have little fake cereal in the box. It's actually pretty neat. But definitely a meta photo shoot here for sure with Hasbro Pulse. And look at him, you dude, man. I was eating some Cheerios like this just a couple nights ago. Man, had a couple drinks. I was probably elbow deep in that Cheerios box, man. I was. And that's exactly what I look like. Just crushing some Cheerios, dude. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, war chest. Yeah, that big old brick. Let me go back here. Let's see. Is it holy cow? You better not speed through Tennessee on these interstates, by God, and especially in a van with a tail light that's not working. Better not change lanes without using his blinkers. Lenny ate it all. Lenny's a big boy, but he looks more like a workout boy to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just a big feller. Looks like he used to be a football player. Who else came with that jetpack? Well, the 2-pack steel core, right? The male and female steel core, and they come with the jetpack. And I'm with you, War Chest, as far as being out on Starduster. I don't remember him, not until recently, and I did not have him, um, because I didn't do the mail away, so I didn't have him. Now that's fun. Look at that, man. I wish I could get my leg up. That's some David Lee Roth. That's some David Lee Roth leg kick action right there. Might as well jump. I mean, that's good Lord. I know it's a figure, folks. 3 Star says probably some of that packing netting torn up. Yeah, right. That everybody loves that package netting that they ship you with now. What is that stuff? Like, does it really protect? I don't know. And Clint Jorgensen says The Rock would be cool to buy. Absolutely. The diorama creators and the people that come. I mean, look at the little miniature photo lights. You got your little miniature boom mic up here, up top. I mean, that's it's pretty cool, man. Like, little props like that. It definitely makes it, makes the pictures. It's a nice touch. And for a lot of people like myself, it's something I would never think of. Like creativity wise, like in my mind, that would be something someone else would need to be like, hey man, don't you think it'd be really cool if this? I would not be that creative. I really don't think so. Um, yeah, Matthew says he didn't get him. Eric Thurman says, don't know who he is, but I need him. Look, man, there's a few of them that I'm not attached to that I bought because I do like them. I did get him. I wasn't worried about him selling out. I can tell you that much. Yeah, 3 Star. Hey, I mean, listen, woman comes at you, trying to punch you, trying to kick you. All bets are off at that point, man. You know what I mean? Yes, I did see John Bon Jovi saving that woman on the bridge. I saw that story. For those of you that don't know, there was a woman on our walking bridge downtown that goes over the Cumberland River, and she was standing on the side of it about to jump and end herself. And John Bon Jovi was filming a video or something on that bridge, and he happened to see the woman there, and he was able to talk her down and get her to come back, and held on to her until the authorities got there, and so he was able to talk this woman out of jumping off the bridge. So super cool. He earned a bunch of brownie points, I'm sure. Although at this point now, um, John Bon Jovi looks like a lot of our grandmothers at this point, if you see a picture of him. But great job, John. I applaud you, sir, ma'am, sir. Let's see here. Not quite a sweet chin music kick. It is, isn't it though? Yeah, John Bon Jovi. Um, Let's see here too. Yeah, exactly, Clint. Yeah, smart to put his gun down so it's not playing it. No, here's the deal. He was elbow deep in that box of cereal, bro, and all of a sudden Valkyrie just snuck up on his ass with a quickness, and he had to do the old Judy kick. Um, that's right. Sometimes 3 Star is what it is, right? Like sometimes them feet got to go to work. Uh, Yeah, that part makes it in the video. Um, let's see here. And Clint says Pop messed up on her order, and John had the third eye blind and talk her off the ledge, my friend. Yes, I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. I don't think they were friends, but maybe they are now. Maybe John will stay in touch and create a special relationship. And there we have Starduster flying off into the wild blue yonder. Oh no, bitch done stole my Cheerios. It is a fun concept though, so I do credit them, and that's the last picture in the on the little thread here for Hasbro Pulse. It is a fun little concept. I do like it. The little meta with him filming a commercial. Is he a real GI Joe? Is he kind of like Gold? Was it Booster Gold? Um, you know, but still pretty cool. I like the pictures. They did a great job, and I do like the figure, so I did order him. For those of you here, if you live in Tennessee, it was about $137, I think, for all 5, after tax and with free shipping from the premium membership that I so smartly paid for. Let's see here. War Chest actually. So it's fact time. It's fact time with War Chest full of toys, giving us some facts. It says honeycomb wrapping paper was created in Germany in 1901 by Hans Heilbronn. About 5 years ago, they started using it as sustainable alternative to plastic bubble wrap. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! Bitches. So, nice. Thanks with the facts, man. I did not know that. I am forever grateful. Definitely. Anybody else have any facts like that? Put it in the chat, and I will be glad to play it. Let's see. What else? What do we have here? I wonder if I would get I wonder if I would get copyrighted for the Price is Right sounds. They'll get you for anything these days. Right? All right. It's on to our next topic. Goonies 2. Have you guys heard the Goonies 2 rumors? Well, I got news for you. I got news for you. The shit ain't real. All right, let me pull this up just so y'all know. So I had an interesting message come in on Instagram, and it was talking about the Goonies 2 rumors, Goonies 2 movie rumors, and so I just wanted to get to this, just so come on, no, and no, there we go. All right, so Eric Thurman sent this, and since he's here, I thought I'd bring this up. So rumors of a Goonies 2 movie went around. Story got posted. I think it was like a week ago, maybe something like that. That they were remaking it with the entire cast, and Corey Feldman responds September 10th, actually. So this is a little bit late. Tuesday, is Goonies 2 real? Everyone's asking. I can officially tell you 100% no. I have no info that a sequel is in the works, but the good news is I have a surprise exclusive teaser trailer for you. Don't care, Corey. But nonetheless, and also Martha Plimpton, and I love celebrities. I love Martha Plimpton. She says, people, there is no Goonies 2 script. There is no one attached. Spielberg is not directing. It's not real. What is real is Check your registration and vote. So anyway, Goonies 2, not gonna happen. Yes, Corey Feldman is actually more of a Michael Jackson fan, actually. 3-star. That he is a Prince fan. He's big Michael Jackson fan for sure. Todd C's in the house. Says, hide your wives and daughters. Unfiltered pop on the prowl. Yeah. On the prowl these days. Gotta leave my hat on. um, Plinko was one of my favorite games too. The Goonies 2 was fake. Look, I was kind of hoping it wasn't real because I'm just worried what they would have done with it. Right. I mean, I know Hollywood is full of nothing but sequels and reboots right now. I just don't think it'd be worth it to do that movie. The cast is much older. We forget, y'all. Like, think about it. Think about your age right now. You know, you may be anywhere from 40, 42 to 52, 53, somewhere in there. Maybe older, maybe younger. I don't know. I don't know everybody's age. But think about it. When that movie came out and those guys were filming that movie, and you think about what age they were, and you think about what age you were, they are older than you, right? So, so for them to do that movie now, I just don't feel I just don't have any faith in it. You know, the last thing I saw Martha Plimpton in was what? Like, was she in My Name is Earl, maybe? I don't even know. Like, she's in something. I don't even remember. Corey Feldman looks like a joke now. Sean Astin, yeah, quality, but he hasn't really done much. I mean, Lord of the Rings was 20 years ago. Um, so I don't know. Like, I just don't think it would have been a good idea. And yes, fake rumors, they've been making the rounds for 35 years. If you were gonna do it, it would have been years ago. And hey, Eric, more power to you. Look, I loved Corey Feldman and Corey Haim back in the day. You know, I did. Loved him back in the day. But man, that dude's gone off his rocker, man. Like, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs these days, like, for real. And possibly Mav is in the chat, says, Lord, no, I'm not 40. No, you are not. Thank God, because that would mean that I would be really old right now. Ooh, I better not say that. But yeah, Eric Thurman, 48 in October. I just turned 49 September 4th. Sloth spinoff. I would go for that. I would go for that without any of the other characters. How about a sloth? How about I gotta show you guys a picture. How about a sloth prequel? Would you guys watch a sloth prequel? So 3-star draw and I, we did a oh God, tell me I didn't delete it. I think I did delete it because I didn't think I'd ever use it again. Um, yeah, 3-star draw and I did a list of like people that aren't GI Joes and what they would be like if they were in GI Joe. And I had made a whole collage of Sloth. I can't find it now. It's gone. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, Goonies was good. You need to rewatch it. Yeah, actually, you do. I've tried to get you to rewatch it. By the way, possibly Mav is my son, so he's in the chat right now and has a band competition tomorrow. So y'all wish him good luck. I got to go be a band parent tomorrow all day in Hendersonville, Tennessee. They got a competition tomorrow, band competition. So can't wait. Cannot wait. Yeah, he was Bob in Stranger Things. Sean Astin, that's right. Bob. Anyway, let's see. Oh, yes. Sloth has pronouns and is trans. No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Eric, please. He's in the drum line. He plays bass drum in the drum line. There he goes. Yeah. Let's see. It's not the skin flute. Thank God. Um, there you go. Um, yeah. Oh my God. Great. Yes. A sloth prequel, man. I would love to see the origin of poor Sloth and Mama and the Fratellis. Oh my God, that would be fantastic. Really though, I do think a prequel would be fine. A sequel, not so much. I do not need to see Martha Plimpton and Kenwan Hay or Hui or whatever the hell his name is, short round, try to escape One-Eyed Willie. That didn't even sound right. Okay, I don't even need to say that again. I will see you tomorrow, buddy. Don't stay up too late now. Get you some rest, man. Thanks for stopping by though. Um, I need to do a stream with him sometime now that he could, he probably could. He could hold his own, but don't know if he would I don't know if he'd want to do that. So in Sean Astin's defense, says War Chess, you wouldn't be making many movies either after carrying that ungrateful Frodo on your back for 3 films. No joke. I mean, poor Sam. Jesus Christ. Frodo, what a little bitch, too, right? Oh, the ring. It hurts. It hurts. I'm such a little bitch with big old fat fucking feet. Christ. Your feet were hideous, too. Anyway. Yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see. He's not much of a streamer. He plays games and stuff, man, and he keeps up with a lot of cool shit, but um not much on getting on camera, really. Anyway, all right. So Matthew and I were talking about AI the other night, and I know some of y'all were there. I think most all of y'all were there. We were talking about AI, and then this story dropped. Basically, I didn't see it till the next morning. Matthew actually sent me a message the next morning, but the story probably dropped soon after or that night as we were streaming, and I just didn't see it. But I did want to bring this story up because this does kind of go into that AI discussion that we were talking about the other night. Um, so Peter Cushing, you guys remember Rogue One, right? You remember the Rogue One movie? I liked Rogue One. I thought it was a pretty cool movie. I thought it was all right. God, I'm gonna have to WD-40 this chair. Good God, sounds like a haunted house in here. Anyway, so I liked Rogue One. I thought that the uncanny valley of Tarkin and Leia was a little much. And Matthew never, ever, ever apologize for getting too heated. Okay. Uh, by all means, bring the heat even more. You were just fine. Um, yeah, that's right. I got it that night. So after we got done streaming, this story kind of had come out. So years ago, evidently, Cushing in 1993, okay, he was filming a movie and he had signed over evidently the rights of his image um to a guy. It says, let's see here. Let me find it because I want to make sure I got all my ducks in a row. It says Rogue One opted to resurrect the character in his likeness. Now they did pay Peter Cushing's estate like $30,000 for using his likeness. All right, so here's the body double, and then they VFX'd his face. And it was Peter Cushing. Now it looked very odd and creepy, but Kevin Francis, all right, Kevin Francis says that Cushing never gave anyone permission to reproduce his appearance via special effects. Says the pair worked on a number of movies together, including the Ghoul, Legend of the Werewolf, The Masks of Death. It said that Kevin Francis claims an agreement was made between Cushing and himself in 1993 before the actor died while they were preparing to make a film called A Heritage of Horror, which was never completed because he passed away in 94. It says that they failed to have Francis's claims for unjust enrichment dismissed from the high court. So this was taken to the high court, and Disney tried to dismiss it. Probably going to be having to pay out Tyburn Film Productions. Says Francis's company, Tyburn Film Productions, has also brought forward claims against Rogue One producers, as well as Cushing's agency and the executors of his estate. Yeah, so they paid about $28,000 to the estate to use Peter Cushing's likeness, but they did not check in with evidently who he had an agreement with to use his likeness. So, in the areas of AI, and this story doesn't, there's not a whole lot to it right now because there hasn't been a ruling yet or anything like that. It'll get settled out of court ultimately. But this goes to the AI discussion we were having and the fact that, you have actors signing over for, their likeness to be used, right? It provides further income possibly for their families in the future or whatever, their voices. Then you have people opposed to it, right? In Hollywood, they do not want their likeness. It's almost kind of like those creepy hologram concerts. Like, how do you guys feel about those hologram concerts? Would you go see a Prince concert if it was a hologram? And it looked like him in 3D on stage dancing. You had a band, had a full band. Would you go see, Tupac or something, whatever, as a hologram? And I think a lot of people would pay to go do that. But there's a lot of people who are not fans of that. And usually it's the family. Daredevil Dave checking in. What's up, buddy? Devil's Den in the house, y'all. So, I know a lot of people probably would buy tickets, I know a lot of people maybe say no, they wouldn't, but if it was someone they really loved, a chance to see that artist again. Look, I saw Prince live 12 times. My favorite artist of all time. I have stories upon, I, went to Paisley Park for a week. One night we'll do a stream. We'll do a Prince stream one night, on a Unfiltered, and I'll tell my Prince stories. But my favorite artist of all time, in my mind, because I know he would not be cool with that. And look, he was a devout Jehovah's Witness. He probably is not about that shit at all. He probably thinks it's ungodly. He thinks it's the work of the devil. I don't know, but in my mind, I'd say, oh man, I want to respect those wishes. In my heart, I'd say, man, I would love to see like him dancing, doing the splits and all that shit on stage again. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to say. I'd say no, but at the same time, it'd be hard for me. And if it came to my town, may very well go. I don't know. 3-star draw says, I don't think I'd go to a hologram show, maybe a Jim in the hologram show. Hey, depends on what Jim and the holograms look like. Now, if it was a straight up 80s recreation of Jim and the holograms on stage, it'd probably be pretty neat. It's Jay Gonzo. Hello, sir. In the house, stopping by. Thank you for coming by, man. Really do appreciate it. We're just going over the Peter Cushing story here about how the Disney's being sued over using his appearance. Now, mind you, Rogue One came out in 2017. 2017. So, geez Louise, I mean, that's, the movie's been out for a while. It's like, did he just decide to do this? Like yesterday? Let's see here. 3-star draw. Yeah, I'll let you. That's a conversation. I'll let that. All right. Nothing like tripping balls at the Planetarium laser show a long time ago. Number one, the Planetarium episode of South Park. Go watch it. Number two, love the Planetarium. Took my son actually to a laser show at the Planetarium, and it was super cool. They do Led Zeppelin stuff up there on like Friday nights or like Pink Floyd. And now the tripping balls part, man, I ain't done that in 20 something years. But yes, that is a super, super cool time for those that, if you still are into that kind of thing, have at it. I could not do that now, knowing how my body would feel. But yeah, I do. That's super underrated. And actually, Dave, you hit on a good point. It's like the planetarium is a really fun thing to do. And it's something that you never think about doing. And then when you go, you're like, man, we got to do that again. We need to do that again soon. Like, that's a lot of fun. And then, like, 8 years later, it's like you go to the planetarium. Now, it's just like a comedy club. You go to a comedy club and you're like, man, this is so much fun. Oh my God, we had a blast. This shit is awesome. We got to do this again, man. We need to come back and see so and so. We got to, and then like 10 years later, you're back at a comedy club and you're like, we got to do this again. It's so much fun. And then 10 years later, you're like, it's just weird. It's like one of those things. And the planetarium is like that. The Yeah, I love these responses, Eric Thurman. I still pop a shroom. I had a friend, I just talked to a regular of mine last night. He took some gel, something or other, and went to a jam band concert and said it just ripped his head off. Yeah, take a tab and kick back, Dreadnought. Yeah, the laser light shows are freaking awesome, though. I agree. Uh, Three Star Jaw says the only thing I ended up tripping is me and ended up in the ER. Right. Yeah, no kidding. That's more like it these days. If this was 15, 20 years ago, it'd probably be a different story. But yeah, dude, I got a bunch of stories. If y'all tune in to the Thursday with a friend that I'm going to do with Punk on the 26th of this month, I think it is. If my calendar, I'll look at my calendar real quick. 26th, yeah, Thursday with a friend. We may very well get into some of those stories because I have a bunch, and I mean a bunch of stories from back in the day, from playing music, bartending. I mean, shit, you name it. All right, let me tighten up my mic boom stand here real quick, y'all. Come on. What the HE double hockey sticks is going on here? All right. There we go. Okay, let's see here. Matthew Matson says, do you know I set up and designed laser fireworks shows late 90s, early 2000s? I did not know that, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! So, that's cool. I actually knew another guy who used to detonate the fireworks show downtown. They called him Three Fingers Jones. Let's see here. What else do we got? What else are you guys interested in? And y'all going to see the Joker 2? Anybody going to see the Joker 2? I think it's called Joker 2. Adule folle voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Some shit like that. Oh my God. Yeah, right. Fuck Lady Gaga. Yeah, I will tell you though, I have to say this. Not a big Lady Gaga fan, but I remember watching on HBO, she did a special. It was the Monsters Ball special. Listen, Gal got a big ass nose, but man, she got a hell of a body. I ain't gonna lie about that, okay? Am I right, fellas? I mean, no, for real though. She did look good. Monsters Ball 2011. some shit like that. Yeah, Matthew's gonna wait on Joker 2. 3 stars says I'd like to see Joker 2 Electric Boogaloo. I actually would like to see that. The Soul Train. Joker 2 at the Soul Train from Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Now that, yes, I'd poker face. Wait a minute. That ain't right. Lord, I apologize. So Joker 2 reviews are out. And for those of you that are excited to go see it, might not be that thrilled now. For those of you that don't care, this ain't no sweat off your back. 62% Rotten Tomatoes. Ouch. 5 out of 10 on IGN of all places. 54% Metacritic so far. Now, of course, these are early reviews until fans get a chance to really go out and see it. Just going off of IGN, basically just a pretty empty movie in their opinion. I think that most of the reviews that are going to come through, and I'm just going to really scroll to the bottom when I can get to their score here. Good God. Okay, mediocre. Now this is IGN. IGN, famous for their 7 out of 10s. Despite its best efforts, and an opening hour set in Arkham Asylum, Joker 2 wastes its potential as a movie, musical, courtroom drama, and a sequel that has anything meaningful to say about or add to the first Joker. So the first Joker, everybody was like, this is a commentary on society. This is a commentary on schizophrenia. This is a commentary on social disorders. This is a commentary on public's fascination with celebrity or television or whatever. I was not as big a fan of Joker 1 as what was made out. Now that movie made a ton of money. At one time, it was the highest grossing R-rated movie in the history of the world, and that was surpassed by what? What movie surpassed Joker as the highest grossing R-rated movie? If you said Deadpool and Wolverine, you would be correct. Dreadnought K6. I did not see Alien Romulus, but Matthew would definitely be the authority on that. And if you want to know, go back a couple Big Show, a couple weeks on the Big Show, and he actually gave his review of the film. But he could even tell you here about it if you want to know. But yeah, you could go back and look for that episode. I think it's about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. He does discuss Alien Romulus. And so I did not see it, but he did. So check that out if you want to. I may chop that up and throw it up. It's a little past for content now, but I did put up a bite-sized portion of our last stream, and I did put up a Beetlejuice 2 review. Our review. It's about 18 minutes long, and that's under a it's called the Big Show Clips. And so I'll start doing that, clipping out segments from our show and putting it up on YouTube. So they're little bite-sized portions. So if you don't watch the whole show, you can catch a certain segment. Yeah, no, what American Pie, but yes, it was Deadpool. Wolverine actually is now the highest rated, highest grossing R-rated movie in history. 3-star draw says, I like Joker more than I thought I would, but man, it's bleak. It is bleak, schizo effective. I just wasn't as impressed. I thought it was very ham-fisted, and I thought the end portion of the movie of Joker 1 was extremely ham-fisted. And just kind of got, it just got a little too much for me. I get it. I get the point. I did like the surprise reveal that the girlfriend was all in his head. I did think that was interesting. I did not really see that coming, and it's only because I really didn't know what direction the movie was really in at that time. It is good. I think it's worth your time. Joker 2, though, just judging by the review roundup here. if we go to Rotten Tomatoes right now, you'll see that it is 62% on the meter. And let's see. Oh yeah, well, thanks, Matthew. Appreciate it. There we go. How about that? Friday night, end of the week. What can I say? Uh anyway. But yeah, 62%. It doesn't bode well, man. Usually, I mean, we'll see. If the audience score is on the opposite end, we'll know that may tell the tale of the tape. That if it's a 94% and it's a 61% from the critics, then we'll know that, maybe chances are people really like it and it's a good film. But so far, a lot of what I've actually heard and from some of the people that I trust is that it doesn't quite know what it wants to be. And it's not quite a musical. The director keeps trying to say that it's not a musical and kind of shy away from that. So it doesn't go all in on that concept. But at the same time, it has musical numbers that seem to kind of fall flat a little bit. So we'll see. I don't know what else you do with this. Unless you have a Batman, I just don't know how interesting the Joker could continue to be. Right? Without a protagonist, I just don't know how long you can milk the let's feel sad for this guy who feels like he's been screwed over by the system or grew up in a shitty childhood or whatever, right? Like, eventually, the Joker is the Joker. And what do we want to see out of a Joker movie or something that has to do with a Joker? We want to see Batman, right? And this is not going to tie into the Batman universe. Definitely not the Pattinson Batman. Yeah, Pattinson Batman made me laugh out loud in the last 30 minutes or so. I like the beginning. Last 30 minutes, third act or fourth act, if you want to call it, totally unnecessary. Um, and Dreadnought K6, speaking of Penguin, Penguin reviews are out as well. And since you mentioned that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a little Penguin review, since that seems to be we'll just tie it together real quick. We'll just go over it. Penguin spoiler-free review. This is again IGN, and once again, they're not really crazy about it. You know, I have not seen it. I would like to watch it again. What is a Penguin show? This is on Max. What is a Penguin show, without a Batman? I'm just not sure. It's like I do I find the concept interesting of like origin stories and stuff like that? Yes, I do. Do I need it? No, I don't. But if it's done well, count me in. I'm in. Now, this is a character from the Batman movie 2022, and he was given his own movie on Max or HBO, to those of you who still prefer the name HBO, like myself. Just to read just a little bit here. It says that, let's see here. The Penguin is not opposed to telling on itself in the process of squeezing some premium cable mayhem out of a material originally conceived for Batman Part 2. It seems that this show has taken on more than it can handle. It was ambitious to build a bridge to a superhero event film within a mob mini epic airing in the hallowed time slot once occupied by The Sopranos. All the while, they're also filling in the background of a villain mostly made of prosthetics and ushering a more recent addition to Batman lore into the big time. And they're trying to do it in 8 episodes. Per IGN, they feel that it was a bit of a mess. Shoehorning in characters and relationship arcs. I mean, the problem, and again, this is kind of my issue with this too, is that, you almost war chest. Take it easy, buddy. Yes. Keep me posted. Definitely keep me posted. What's going on? I will talk to you soon. I'm sure. I know I'll get a message from you on Instagram and everything. So yeah, keep me in the loop, buddy. Have a good night. Get some rest. Um, my thing with these, with the Joker or the Penguin, it's almost like the Spider-Man extended universe, right? Well, you've got Venom, you've got Craven, right? You got freaking Morbius, but without Spider-Man, what do you got? I mean, what do you really have? Um, I just can't now, don't get me wrong, until I see it, I can't judge it. So I can't say. But dude, you are so ridiculous. Get out of here. Um without the other half, without the yang to the yin or the yin to the yang, I just don't know what you do with shows like this. It's like I know about the Joker, I know about Penguin, right? I know about Venom, I know about Morbius, I know about, Craven the Hunter, which was one of my favorite Star Wars rogues, villain. Um, but without the guy they're known for fighting against, I just don't know. Um, I just don't know what you do with this. Like, where does it go? And so that's my only thing, my only worry about it, is that where do you go with a show like this? And I feel like in a sense that with the Spider-Man, extended universe or whatever they're trying to do without Spider-Man, okay, think of it this way. We're going to have 3 Venom movies, y'all. 3 Venom movies without Spider-Man. 3 Venom movies without Spider-Man. That makes no sense to me. And the fact that those movies, obviously, maybe not the first one, maybe a little bit of the second one, and then the third one, whatever. But it just, to me, without Spider-Man, doing a 3 Venom movies, they're all going to just kind of feel like the same movie to me, right? Fight alien creatures, right? You're an alien creature and you're fighting people. Then you're an alien creature and you fight another alien creature. Now you're an alien creature and you fight other alien creatures that are trying to come kill you for whatever reason. So I just don't, it's like, but if Spider-Man is in there, right? If you had Spider-Man fighting Craven in this new movie coming out, which is going to be dog shit, if you had him fighting Morbius or you had him fighting Venom, you could tie all that stuff together. Then you could do a Sinister Six or something like that, you know? But without it, those movies just don't hold water. And it's just kind of the same thing for me. I just, I love Batman's Rogues Gallery is probably the best in all of comics. Hands down, in my opinion. But without Batman, what is it? I mean, so I don't know. I know, Carmine Falcone, Penguin is supposed to be kind of his right hand man or something, for the show. And so I'm curious to see, if they are able to pull this off a little bit. Colin Farrell, we'll see. I think a lot of us, and yes, the Venom movie does make money, and it's just popcorn. It's like goofy fun. Um, I'd say Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery is comparable to Batman's, but I still feel like Batman's ultimately is better. Oh, you guys too, real quick, while I have you here, for those that are still watching. I just bought this book and I want to show you guys real quick while I'm thinking about it. Let me go to this. Sorry, but I want to give you a chance to maybe get this book before they sell out because it's low stock. This is the guy that did the Batman 1919. I think it's 1919. Videos. Here we go. Let me just go to my history. So I want to pull this up real quick because it's in the description. So I bought this tonight. It's Batman 1939. Okay, so I got this tonight, and this is going to be your last chance to get this book if you don't have it. It's really freaking awesome. I highly encourage you guys to check this thing out. Um, I got this today. You can use the code Film Threat, capital F, and then ILM, capital THREAT. This guy also puts on burlesque shows of Star Wars and Batman and other stuff. This is the last chance to, yes, the burlesque Batman. So this is his book. He's the guy that's done this 1939, formerly known as Gotham 1919 to 1939. Recreates the Batman Rogues Gallery and Batman in this like 1919, 1920s, 30s aesthetic with real pictures and descriptions. It's really freaking awesome. And with the code for Film Threat, it literally takes off like 10 or 12 bucks. And look at like Mr. Freeze, like the costumes, the descriptions, and everything. Like this book is so freaking awesome. And like I said, it's 55 bucks. But because of rights issues and being able to look at the Joker. Yeah, so rights issues, yeah, look at the Joker there. Like it's super cool, man. Like getting these people to take these pictures and some of the prosthetics and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so Warner's is coming down on this guy big time. They pretty much shut down his burlesque show that was a Batman themed burlesque show. And they're shutting this book down. So you won't be able to get this book. And it is a really, really super cool idea. He generally does burlesque stuff in LA. But man, yeah, like you need to see if y'all are interested. I do think this book, if you're a comic fan, I do think it's something that you should add to your collection. It is really, really neat though. And so I just picked it up tonight and hopefully it'll be here in a few days. But with the Film Threat code, you do get like, I don't know, 20% off, 15% off, something like that. It's actually worth it. They took care of the shipping and a little more than that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you while we're talking about the Penguin. Real quick, looking at the chat. Let's see. Oh, one show that didn't go long enough, in my opinion, was The Strain. Yeah, I know a lot of people that did like The Strain. Definitely. Let's see. Yeah, Dreadnought K6. I actually liked Prometheus. I didn't care for Covenant. I did like Prometheus though, to a certain point. A little overstuffed, and I thought the ending was super goofy. But there were parts of it that I did like, definitely. Um, but I just overall, I thought the movie was a bit bloated. And also, do we really, really need did we need the history, uh, of the space jockeys, as I call them? Did we need to know, or just one scene, as Matthew said, out of Alien? Like, do we really need to know all of that? Sometimes Ridley Scott can kind of get in his own way a little bit. And yeah, the engineers that Ridley put in there. But there are parts definitely that I did like about Prometheus. Covenant, not so much. Not as much of a fan of Covenant. And then yeah, 3-star. You can definitely check it out. It is cool. It's a super cool book to have. I love the photos in it. I love the aesthetic, that 1920s, 30s look of all the Rogues Gallery and stuff, and Gotham and everything. So should be pretty fun to have. But yeah, it was ultimately a parody book, but Warner's not very happy about it. Excuse me. Anyway, so moving on. I don't know what it is about this 9 o'clock time frame. My voice is super strong while I'm at work, but usually by 11 o'clock we are closed and I am done. But my voice gets a little weak at 11 o'clock at night. Really kind of sucks. So for you video game players out there, I don't know if any of y'all are, but I did see this story, and this is pissing a lot of people off, and it would make me mad. I do have a PS5, but I damn sure ain't paying $700 for a PS5 Pro. On top of that, you have to pay $80 for a physical disk drive, and you have to pay $20 for a stand. The stand is separate. So if you want it to go on a vertical stand like it shows here, that's $29 for the stand. And if you want a disk drive, it's $80. And then it's $700 for the PS5 Pro. Fuck you, cat. Looking at the specs of this thing, why in the world anybody would want to pay these prices at this point? The one thing I will say about the current gaming generation, and exactly, look, 2 terabyte Xbox Series X, $600. Yeah, fuck this thing. PlayStation can eat it. Here's my deal. This generation, we are now, what are we, 4 years in? Roughly 4 years in, 2020, something like that, 2021, maybe 3 years in, 2020, something, yeah. We're 4 years into this current generation, and very rarely do any of these developers take advantage of the capabilities of these consoles. So why do I trust them again for me to pay $700 plus, $800, $900 after tax? Ultimately, you're looking at about almost $900 after tax. If you want the stand, if you want the hard drive, taxes, you want the PS5 Pro. If they can't take advantage of the current hardware that's in these machines already, then why the hell do I want to buy something that costs this much if they still can't take advantage of it? Now, the thing of it is, with the Xbox, okay, Microsoft has a policy, and this is a problem for developers that they're really pissed off about. Microsoft has a policy that if you are making a game and it's going to be on their console, you also have to downgrade that game to be able to put it on the Series S, which is their all digital, less powerful next gen console. Then you have the Series X. Okay. So the problem with developers have to downgrade their games a lot of time, and they can't take full advantage of the hardware. So that's why you see games on the Series X and the Series S only running at 30 frames a second. Hell, they still haven't been able to guarantee 60 frames a second. 60 frames a second on these consoles. And they make you choose between performance and graphics mode. So if they can't take advantage of that now, then what makes me think they're going to take it? What? So you spend $800 or more on this console, and then what? You wait 4 more years for them to be able to put out a game that looks really amazing. They showed side-by-side comparison screens and shit, and it's like the human eye can't tell the fucking difference. You can't tell me you can look at the screen and tell the difference between the Series X or the PS5 Pro and the PS5 right now. You can maybe see a little more shadowing, but overall, no. For that kind of money, I mean, it's ridiculous, and I just find it, fascinating that Sony, look, they just lost a bunch of money on a game called Concord that closed 2 weeks after it launched because it was full of a bunch of woke bullshit, and it looked like garbage, and nobody wanted it. and they spent over $100 million on it. So they got to make that money back somehow. So, but the actual reveal is, it looks like a guy who looks like Dana Carvey, who is revealing a bunch of gobbledygook about the specs and what it's going to do. And when it's all said and done, there's nothing about it. Look, it says here, larger GPU offering 67% more compute units, 28% faster RAM, resulting in rendering being 45% faster. Who gives a shit? If it takes them 5-6 years to make a new game, who cares? By the time the game comes out, you'll have already had to buy a new console to play it on. I mean, that's literally what it's like now. And when you look at these side-by-side pictures of Spider-Man 2 or whatever, it's like, uh, okay, like, I'll take your word for it that it looks better on PlayStation 5 Pro. I would imagine that on their first party title stuff, they're going to take advantage. Okay. They're going to take advantage of everything it can do. But most third party developers are not going to be able to take advantage of this stuff. They say, okay, it's going to support Wi-Fi 7. Does anybody have Wi-Fi 7 yet? Do you guys have Wi-Fi 7? Like, I've only heard of Wi-Fi 6. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Wi-Fi 7 isn't even out yet. 8K gaming. Who has an 8 game gaming TV? Do y'all have an 8K gaming TV? I've never seen an 8K TV. Like, I don't know. That's fucking stupid. So anyway, so yeah, 3-star draw. If we go into lockdown again, this is supposed to be out November 7th, by the way. If we go into lockdown again after the election, magical, mysterious illness time after the election, then you might be on the hunt for that PlayStation 5 Pro. Just let me know. Man, he was a hunting in 2020. I can tell y'all that. He was a hunting in 2020. 3-star was hunting. Definitely. Yeah, GTA 6 only run on the Pro. Yeah, that game's gonna get delayed. It's supposed to come out next year. I have no doubt it's gonna get delayed till 2026. Yeah, exactly, Dreadnought. 4K 120 hertz, and Matthew Madsen is correct. The human eye cannot see more than 4K. That's true. So the whole 8K, I mean, them selling you on something like that is, in my opinion, it sounds great. And there are people who will fall for that kind of stuff that are they just will, because they just do. But at the end of the day, if I were you, I'd save your money and I would play on whatever console it is you have. And then for those of you who have a good gaming PC, or a PC that can handle gaming, then go that route. That's usually your better route anyway when it's all said and done, as long as you can run it. I don't know. To me, I have a PS5, I have an Xbox Series X, I have a Nintendo Switch, I have a PC, gaming PC. It's overkill. It's nice, but at this point, I just don't see the reason. I just don't see the reason to go to continue on, and after taxes, $800 for a console. If you want physical media, I'm just that just really, I don't know, man. Like that's really starting to push it, man. When people are paying $1,200 for an iPad, iPro, or iPhone, 16X or whatever the fuck, $1,200, $1,300. I can't. Like, you start really getting up there, and this stuff is made to be disposable anyway, right? Um, I would say charging that much, Sony will probably make money. off the hardware, but typically they don't. Typically they don't. Typically they do not make money off of the consoles. It's the software that they make money off of. The consoles, they usually take a loss. So maybe at $800 or $700, maybe they'll make money off of them. So oh God. Oh my goodness. So so what if you went to Disney World? What if you went to Disney World and you took your daughter to go, get made over like a Disney princess, you know, get a Disney princess makeover. And you walked up, you waited in line for 2 hours and you walked up and you were greeted and you were greeted Yowzers. Yes, folks. Now, you had to have seen this story. Pray that you've seen this, that you have seen this story, or have not seen the story, but you've seen it now. I just don't know what kind of world we live in where it's just okay to have a mustachioed man bringing in young girls to dress up like Disney princesses with full mustache. Uh, and or uh, and or this. Oh no. No. I saw this last year. And I'll pull a it's a really, really happy feller there. Just doing what he loves. Um I assume y'all have seen the I assume y'all have seen this story, but yes, we live in a world where this is your greeter, Nick, one of the fairy godmother's apprentices, Disney. And this is the person that's going to welcome your little Susie in to get a makeover like a Disney princess. Now, here's the deal. You can't tell me all day long when moms and dads are strolling by with a stroller, two daughters, little boy, whatever, strolling by, walking by the Bippity Boppity boutique. And they look over at the front entrance. You go and get like it's gonna be staring all day long, right? Like staring all day long. It's unavoidable. And I know there's probably people and they're nice. People act nice, right? They've been, slavishly trained to be okay with this shit. But come on, man. Like, hey, Frank, Nick, whatever. We're gonna put you to work. We're gonna put you to work on Pirates of the Caribbean ride. What do you think about that? Like you can wear all the makeup you want. You can be fucking Jack Sparrow, motherfucker. You can be Jack Sparrow. We will let you be Jack fucking Sparrow at this park. Just not the Bippity Boppity Boutique. All positions are filled, Frank, Nick, Horace. They're all taken, but we got a spot for you as Jack Sparrow, man, and you can wear as much fucking makeup as you want, man. Go makeup fucking crazy with that shit. You can even get drunk on the job just so you can play the part right. But we just don't have any positions at Bippity Boppity Boutique for you today, Nick. Fairy Godmother, all apprentice jobs are all taken up, Nick. Ain't no more. But you can be a pirate. Doesn't that sound a lot more fun? Come on. Seriously. Like, this world we live in today. Let me see what y'all had to say about this. Yes, Dreadnought. Even if it's not, it's still the overwhelming majority of people are normal, regular people. They don't dress like this. They don't think like this. They don't act like this. That means that they're not going to be okay with this. And people that try to act like not being okay with this is like that you're some kind of problem or there's something wrong with you, just missed the boat, right? Like they don't, the lights on, but nobody's home. And, you know, no normal male wants to give little girls princess makeovers, bring out the witch hippers. I mean, it's one thing to be a dad and have tea time with your daughter or play, you know what I mean? That's normal. That's fine. But in a environment like this, you've got people from all over the world coming. And I'm gonna tell you, people try to talk about America and say America is not a very inclusive place, that there's no representation, that they don't, they're not bullshit. Get some people over here from China on vacation or Russia or anywhere else. They're not okay with this shit. Get somebody from the Middle East over here. People say that America's not cool with it. No, America's cooler than anybody else in the world. But come on, man. Like, yes, morning after Halloween party. Yeah, I'm with you, Dreadnought. It's who they hire and how they hire. Yes, and this is Disney. It has been you're right, Dreadnought. It's been this way for a long time, and you've seen it in their movies, you've seen it in their cartoons now, you see it in their shows, their Star Wars shows, their Willow shows, it's gonna the Snow White movie coming out. It's got ain't no telling, right? Ain't no telling. Um, does that look like the new leather deck? Is that the new leather deck? Is this me cosplaying Todd C? Dude, I showed y'all the pictures last Friday when I dressed up as a Hooters girl for Halloween. That is a whole different ball game, right? Like, and this ain't just doing it for a living. Let's not kid ourselves, right? Like, this isn't for a living. This is, you know, this is, anyway, yeah, no, look, this story was out, a year ago, and, it's been around. It's not new. It's just when I come across like this kind of stuff, man, it just Is that what little girls need to see when they go to Disney and they go into the princess boutique shop to be made up like a princess, a Disney princess? Um, if you look at all the Disney princesses, there's not one of them that is a man dressed like a woman. But I guarantee you, if they continue down this road, you are going to see it. Like you will see the first Disney princess trans character or whatever you want to call it. It is going to happen. Um, it would be easy to say they're not that bold. Um, I would say that they're dumber than they appear because they've lost money hand over fist and they continue to do shit like that. They continue to force their shit into movies and their agendas, into their shows. And you know what's amazing? The Inside Out 2 movie that went on to make well over $1 billion didn't have any of that shit in it. Big success, right? Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine. Yes, it had a bunch of gay jokes, but I think that's pretty much in line with the character. I think it goes back all the way to the first movie. Maybe a little more more in this newer one, but that's because I think it was Deadpool and Wolverine. But yeah, no, it's if they the stuff they've done that panders to that stuff has not done well. And yeah, you are correct. There are a lot of men that work in hair and nail salons. I'm with you. And you're right. Most most all of them are openly gay. And I do know a couple straight ones as well. However, um again, it's like I said, hey, Nick, we got a great position for you at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. You could be the greeter out front. You could wear all the makeup in the world that you want, dress up like a pirate. We'll let you play Jack Sparrow, whatever. But I don't want that person out front greeting little girls and bringing them in to dress them up. I mean, they're not getting their hair cut for one, probably not. It's just shopping for clothes. But my point is like it just isn't. You know what I mean? Like, just don't. You just don't. Because 97% of the people, 98% of the people, 99% of the people that are going up there and they're taking their daughters up there, it's just they ain't into it. They're not into it. And they never will be. And you'll never convince them that it's all good. It's just not gonna be. Try as they might. Get called names and everything. I mean, doesn't mean that they're gonna be openly disrespectful. I guarantee you, almost 100% of the people that go through those doors that are greeted by this person are not disrespectful. They don't bring it up. They don't say anything. They don't even mention it. They probably just pretend it's not even happening and they just go on with, oh, hey there. Oh, Susie, come on in. Let's go. Let's look at the dresses. People are not going out of their way to be mean. I guarantee you that at all. But doesn't mean they're a-okay with it. Um, and I just feel like it's just you know, let's find another position for you, buddy. How about that? Let's find another position. That I think is okay. And not all people need to work for all, not all people need to work every position and everything. I can't imagine that it's been this person's lifelong dream to be the greeter at the Bippity Boppity boutique. I mean, good Lord. But on the thumbnail, I had to put it on there because I had to capture the little kid. I had to capture the little kid in the middle going, "Ah!" Because kids don't know any better. And when kids make comments and say stuff, man, it's a lot of times it's not their fault, and it's not even a matter of, yes, there's a lot of that stuff in the home, yes, but it at the same token, a lot of times you know, it's it's a natural reaction to something that you don't see. It's unusual. Just like people staring when people walk by. They're not even going to the Bippity Boppity boutique, but they're walking by and they look over and they see a dude with a beard or a mustache going, "Come on in, girls." It's not normal. Shit is weird. AI schedule generator. Yeah, Eric, I'm with you, man. Oh God. Let's see here. Yeah, Nick is a they them, so they get any role. I mean that could be it. Speaking of so speaking of playing the game, real quick, just kind of going through the chat, a little bit. Dreadnought K6. Yeah, I think the pronoun game is stupid. I think it's goofy. I don't have to respect people's pronouns. I think it's a weird game people play for attention. If you want to identify as a furry rabbit or a fucking Zer or whatever it is, by all means, go right ahead. I just think the shit is strange. Clint Jorgensen says, "What's up at Universal?" Universal. What is up at Universal? I don't know. Shall we look? Because last I saw, Universal was killing it, Clint. Um, and yeah, watch out for Elsa's backstory when they release it. So we know that in the gay community, Elsa and her sister, whatever fucking name is, whatever, um, that for a lot of people is a shipping story, even though they're sisters. Disgusting, fucking disgusting. And yeah, Dreadnought, yeah, it is done purposefully to fracture this country. I agree. It is something that has been brewing a long time, that is seeding or sowing the seeds of dissent for people, when most people are not generally okay with stuff like that. They don't want their kids seeing stuff like that. They just don't. And yes, I agree. 3-star doing hair is a little different than doing princess time with minors. It just doesn't. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's odd. It just doesn't feel right. And when things don't feel right, it's not right. It doesn't seem right, and it's not. And again, I don't uh care how somebody lives their life. I just feel there's a better use of giving somebody a position somewhere like Disney. Um, Todd C, I will tell you this. I say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, sir. I don't say miss a lot. But I will tell you at work, I call people honey, sweetie. Shit. I use them all. I use them all. Um, Never had anybody give me no static. I'm waiting on it. One day it's going to happen. But at this point, I'm so old, I don't give a shit. But I do understand what you're saying as far as nobody getting offended. If you stay away from those terms, you don't have to worry about it. But it's the people that you look at. When you look at them, you can tell they're going to get mad. They exude. They wear it on their sleeve. Let's just say that they wear it on their sleeve. And it's you could tell if you want to tread those waters or you don't want to tread those waters. But I use sweetie and what you having, hun, and all that shit. I say that shit all the time when I'm bartending. From the South, it is what it is, and I agree. People do go places looking for a pronoun fight. Eric Dreadnought says people are so cowardly they don't even use their First Amendment, which is inching closer to me, I think, in the past. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, now, as far as Universal Studios, I'm sure there's a lot of DEI money involved there, as with every company at this point now. And I will look that up for next time. Actually, let me do something right now while I've got it on my mind and save it into my Steam Deck. and we will go deep diving next week. Universal Studios. All right, sweet. Got it saved. I will pull that up for next week. Yeah, look, I'm glad you don't have a filter. I think it's okay. Part of the reason look, I know the show is unfiltered. You know, part of me, obviously, I will go places, but there's also part of me, I'm not just going to absolutely just, completely go off. But when there's if there is something that I really get worked up about, yeah, I probably will go off, and it probably will happen. But a lot of this stuff, at this point doesn't surprise me. And it kind of goes about what we're saying about the country is that, at this point, I think there's a lot of apathy for it. And I think that's a scary place to be. I think people, it's almost like they've given up, right? They've just accepted the fact that they're just not going to win this war, whether it's a culture war or whatever it is. But I disagree. And I think that it comes down, especially from a capitalist standpoint, it comes down to making money. And when companies lose enough money, then they eventually will not care about their DEI overlords. You can take all the money you want in the world. You can take all the low interest loans you want from all these social governance fuckers and these people out here that are trying to force this shit. And they want us all to be fucking pod people wearing gray fucking suits where you can't tell anybody's goddamn gender. And they want you sucking off the fucking government's tit. So you don't own shit. You just rent shit and be happy. That's what they fucking want. They don't want anybody owning shit. That's why you can't buy a house in this fucking country. They don't want you owning shit. They want you taking government money. They don't want anybody being identified by gender. They want genderless shit. They want everybody being fucking genderless. And they want this weird fucking society where people don't own anything. And they're happy to be given their daily fucking bread. That's what they fucking want. And a lot of this pronoun shit falls into all of that in a way. It's fucking weird. Shit is fucking weird. So, but no, I get it. You're good, man. You're good. And I'll say enough stuff probably to get myself in trouble. And there's probably a lot of people in the toy tube community, or a lot of people that I've met, probably don't like some of the stuff that I might say. I probably wouldn't like a lot of my Facebook posts. I can tell you that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see, Eric. I mean, I just don't know. But yeah, it is all tied together. Maybe we'll go down that rabbit hole one day. And I'll do one of the, you know how it is when people are looking for a serial killer and they got the yarn, they got the pins, and they got the yarn and it's strung up and they've got it going here to here and this is connected to here. Because the problem is you can do that shit with your media companies, with your government, with your politicians, with your celebrities. You can literally do that because all your websites, your news organizations are owned by like 3 companies. So when you see every one of them regurgitate the same bullshit, it's because they're owned by like a big giant corporation who owns 15 different organizations. Then you have your politicians who are bought off by all your lobbyists or from the people that own those news organizations. So they're going to regurgitate the same bullshit, right? I mean, it's all tied together, right? And there's somebody running for president right now is all about that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, nonetheless. And Todd, that's it, right? Like it's what it's all about. The thing of it is that, and for people that come here, like, maybe looking for toy talk, I'm not gonna be able to provide that. Right. Like I can provide some of it because of the G.I. Joe part of it that I am interested in, but I, the other stuff, it's just not going to happen. It's not. But when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to other news stories that I find interesting, definitely, I do want to talk about those. And when we get some more interesting news, I got to tell you guys, it's been a dry fucking period. And Matthew would probably agree with me. It has been a dry period. Um, you would think the Rings of Power would be an interesting topic to talk about. It's not because no one's watching it. It's so bad, and the viewership has dropped off tremendously from last season. It's cut in half this season. So you've got shows like, yeah, we had some fun with The Acolyte, but man, when there's not a lot out and there's not a lot of just like something that you could really sink your teeth into, and it's kind of been that way for a few months. It's been a little hard. So searching for topics, trying to find topics and stuff like that has been a little bit of a challenge. And so when I go digging for news stories and searching for news stories, I'll try to find some things that seem a little interesting, and maybe affect people in some way, whether it's a movie review or like the PlayStation or StreamYard pricing, which that is going to affect some people. Um, it really is. Um, so I don't know. But I've been trying to dig for stories, and hopefully, as we start getting into the winter, maybe we'll get some more some interesting stuff. Once I get the Joker review, out. Once I'm able to watch Penguin, and actually really give a thorough take on those, then maybe that'll help a little bit. Star Wars stuff, not much on the horizon. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, it's been a little dry, but we'll still try to put some stuff together for you guys for sure. And if you like tuning in, I appreciate it. Especially if you just like hearing me ramble a little bit. Um, it's always more fun to talk to people than it is to talk to yourself. That's what I'll say. um, and yeah, Todd, that's something far as the punks on film, so here's the deal. I'll be quite honest with you though. Doing 2 or 3 streams a week, um, is probably a lot more than you might think it is. Whether that's coming up with a topic, whether that's, yeah, I mean, life, all of a sudden a week goes by, right? It's like, God dang it. It's already been a week. I'm already thinking about the show I gotta do with Matthew on Tuesday night. Here it's already Friday. We've got one on Tuesday. It goes that fast. And so trying to really be, try to stay on top of that. And then when you have another one, like Wednesday, I've got with 3 Star, then another one on Friday. And so all of a sudden, and working a full-time job. Now, if I was a full-time YouTuber and I woke up every day and just did this, I think that's a bit different. But when you're working full time, it's like there's only so much time that you have. Then you want to devote a little bit of time to some other things and stuff like that. But I'm with you, Todd. I do like film. I would like to talk about some classic films and not just a review of something new. Maybe that's something I could, pre-record with Matthew, but his time is limited as well. And he has family. I don't. I mean, I have my son, that's every other weekend. And right now, he's got 3 competitions in a row, on the 3, starting tomorrow and the next 2 weeks after that. But for the most part, I have a lot more free time on my hands than Matthew does, and so trying to find that time is difficult. But yeah, I would love to talk about an old film. I'd love to do a watch party. If you guys ever want to do a watch party, let me know. If y'all ever want to do a watch party for a show or a movie or something that's coming out or whatever, and you want to do a watch party, then I can stream and we can watch it together, and I can comment on the movie or the show while we're watching it, and you guys can be right there in the chat. If you want to do a watch party anytime, let me know. That's always fun too. I watch a lot of those with like Star Wars Theory and Nerdrotic and some other people that I like to watch. So yeah, if you ever want to do a watch party, that'd be great. I was trying to figure out so no, the watch parties, Todd, don't get copyright strikes because you're not showing the show. What we would do is we would sync it up, like girls in their periods. We would sync up and we would say, okay, I'm hitting play in 3, 2, 1, and everybody starts the show or starts the movie. And then we have a timer running. So that way you can keep track of where in the show that we're at, or where, and so, and then I'm watching the show, reacting, but you're not watching the show on like YouTube. You're watching me watching the show, but you guys are watching the show at the same time. And so while y'all are in the chat, I'm commenting on what we're watching. And it's usually fun to do with like, newer shows. Like if it was The Acolyte or if it was Rings of Power or let's say a new show that's coming out on whatever that everybody has the streaming service or everybody can watch. Uh, so that's the thing, right? 3-star the audio. So I would not be able to play the audio. So I would be watching the show, but that audio would be going into my headphones, right? And then it would be just like you hear me now. So you guys would be watching the show. I would be watching the show and I'd be hearing the audio from the show and y'all would be hearing the audio at your house, but my stream would sound just like this. So you wouldn't hear anything in the background. You wouldn't hear the show, you wouldn't hear nothing. That way you don't get any copyrights or nothing like that. But that way y'all would be watching it, I'd be watching it, and I would just be commenting on the show and you guys would be chatting at the same time. And so then I could either highlight a chat and say, yeah, I agree with you. That was some bullshit, or that was a shitty fight scene, or what the fuck is this? Whatever. Like that's kind of how it goes. So that's kind of how you do a watch party. It's actually pretty fun. Especially if it's a show that you're either interested in or you want to hate watch. One or the other. Let's see. Dreadnought, it would be hard to do a Debbie Does Dallas or Anal Slut 7. Be hard to do a watch party if you know what I mean. There's some things I don't know if y'all would want to watch if we were watching that. Oh my god, we should watch old WWE Attitude Era. I would be good with watching the Hulk Hogan, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, Paul Orndorff, Brutus the Barber, British Bulldogs, Big John Studd, Macho Man, Tito Santana, Mr. Wonder, or was it Mr. Perfect or Paul DiBiase? That era. I would be good watching that era. The mid 80s, like 85, 84, 85, 80, 80, somewhere in there. 86. That would be my era to watch. I once it became Ultimate Warrior and beyond that, I was pretty much checked out. Uh, King Kong Bundy was still, Bam Bam Bigelow, maybe, but beyond that, I was more of that mid 80s WWE. Anything after that, I just not a bit. Yeah, Coco Beware. See, yep, Coco Beware. I'm with you there. Junkyard Dog. Like I said, Big John Studd, right? Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, that era. Mr. T when he was, that would be more of my speed. And I had more fun with that that time. But I didn't watch hardly any in the 90s, just to be completely honest. But when I was 10 years old and 85, I was definitely watching the shit out of some WWE, WWF, WWF, actually. Hard watch party. Wait a minute. He said hard. Garbage Pail Kids movie. Might be funny to watch, but I don't know how good of a movie it is. I barely remember it. Anyway, but yeah, so those are some ideas, man. Just something fun, just to mix it up, on a Friday night maybe, and spend an hour and a half or two watching something, right? Instead of, sometimes like last week, I like to, do what I did, like just reminiscing, right? Going through some photos, just talking. Some weeks, maybe try to go through some news stories and just, get some of y'all's comments on them, just see if there's anything interesting that y'all find, that I find out there that seems to be, something fun to talk about, or it's pertinent in the news, I guess I should say. Um, it sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's not a lot. But at the very least, I do like coming on and just chatting with everybody, man, just shooting the shit. I do like that. It's what I do at work. It's what I do for a living. And maybe next time I'll turn you guys on to the artist. There's a signed record artist that's on the same label as Jason Isbell. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Jason Isbell or Isbell. Some people like to say. Anyway, and I can play you. I don't know if it get copyrighted or not. Probably, but there's a guy that I'm gonna audition for to do live shows for after the turn of the year, and so maybe I'll play you guys some of his music, um, sometime. Um, really good stuff. But yeah, Ninja Turtles. I mean, that might be fun. The G.I. Joe arcade game is gonna be out on PC and Nintendo Switch, and they keep delaying it, so we won't know when that's gonna come out. But it is a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It is fun. I did play. You can download the demo right now. If you have a computer and you have Steam or you install Steam, you can download that game, The Wrath of Cobra, and you can play it right now. So, without a doubt. That's the second skin fluke comment tonight, buddy. That's one of my favorite sayings, actually, and and a buddy of mine, one of his favorite sayings too. It's about the skin flute. It's so funny. I mean, come on, it's so dumb, but it's so funny. Oh yeah. And by the way, are any of you guys gonna be seeing the Transformers One movie? Because I've heard that it is not good at all. Like brutal. I wish we were gonna get something good, but yeah, the Transformers One. It's kind of sad. We actually haven't gotten any good Transformers content in like 15 years. Jesus Christ. Oh, how could they fuck it up so bad with something so good? Oh well, anyway, look, I'm gonna sign out of here, man. Get a little tired. I do have to get up in the morning and go meet my son's band. But I do appreciate y'all hanging out for a little bit. Yeah, Todd C says it looks good. It probably looks good, but I don't think it's that great of a movie. But it's also probably not really made for adults either. It's probably more of a kid's, a kid's movie for sure. Maybe more so than the Transformers the movie. Actually, maybe more so than that. That this new movie is made for kids. Um, but anyway, so look, yeah, I'm gonna hop off, try to get a few winks. Got the itinerary right here. Gonna be a long day tomorrow, friends. Band chaperoning, so to speak, helping carry equipment and all that good stuff. So, but let's see, arrive. Yeah. So long day, a lot of fun. Y'all have a good night. I really do appreciate you stopping by. Thanks y'all for hanging out for a while and giving me some of your time. And we'll talk to y'all again, I guess, Tuesday night with Matthew Matson at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central with the big show. And then Wednesday night, Seven's Wild at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central with 3-star draw. Lots to talk about, y'all. Definitely more toy news for sure, especially on Wednesday night. So we'll see y'all then, and I'll see you in the comments on a Punk with Toys on his Monday night coming up here. So I'll see y'all then. Thanks for stopping by, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Really do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Peace.